Hello, my loves. I'm about to watch episode 5 of season 5 of Orphan Black. After this episode, we will officially be halfway through the season, which I have very mixed feelings about because I am not ready to be done with this show, but I am really enjoying this season so far, so I'm very excited to get into this one. So without any dilly-dallying, let's get into it. Boop!
Hello?
Oh my god! You need to leave right now.
Is she trying to get like his cells or his DNA or something to test?
This organism and derivative genetic material is restricted intellectual property.
You can't let them win.
I'm intellectual property, Delphine.
None of this matters.
They made me sick.
Then we'll find a cure, okay?
There's nothing that's mine.
Hey, you have me.
You. Yeah. You were paid to lie to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, look at my baby Delphine!
Here. I will always work to protect you. And then you will win.
They own me, Delphine.
No, they don't.
Yes. They do.
Not your integrity. Not your intellect. Not your humor. Defy them. And live your life with every ounce of passion that I know that you have. They will never own you.
Ray's going to be fine. He had some trouble in the woods last night. Nothing life-threatening.
Okay, good. But that thing is attacking us. It's attacking us near our home now.
We are dealing with a bear, Yolanda. There's nothing to worry about.
Salvador, everyone knows it's not a bear. When do we get the truth?
My husband would not lie to you.
Aisha!
Okay, so in the last episode while I was watching it, I remember making a couple comments like, I wonder why Big Eye was even allowed to live. But while I was editing for YouTube, I realized that there was men that were questioning Mud and were clearly trying to find him and were upset he was out there. So it seems like maybe they didn't let him live. He just escaped, either with or without Mud's help, or I don't know how he escaped and who was involved, but it seems like he escaped. Not that he was allowed to live necessarily, so for what it's worth.
Here. Look, see.
Thank you.
I'm getting better.
Can I borrow this?
Morning, love.
Cheers. Where are you off to?
I'm going down the lab to see the boys. I'm just trying to fit this Cody story into the mix.
Yeah, making monsters with PT and Susan back in the day. Wish we could talk to Cosima.
I know.
Don't have to whisper. I'll go upstairs.
Okay, we won't.
There's a familiar look.
We're talking about Neos and trying to put the puzzle together.
And where are the pieces?
We all have to do our part, love. Your mom and I were off figuring out what the Neos did in the past, so we know what they're going to do now.
Sentries every 50 meters around the perimeter. Any sightings, they tell us, we deal with it.
We have to find this thing. We'll keep everyone in their homes till he's done.
But he doesn't want to hurt anybody.
You know what we do here? Experimental science. And sometimes, there are mistakes. We all have orders. Get to it.
So these men know who he is?
Says she might calm it down.
Then they take her.
Because in an earlier episode, the men that found the pierced, I can't remember what animal it was, but it was stabbed, they didn't seem to know about Big Guy. At least the leader might have, I guess, but the other men were like, that's not a bear. So it seems like some of the men know and some of them don't, and there's varying degrees of how much they know.
It didn't always used to be like this. He used to have his own room upstairs, and then they started doing these new experiments, and I just couldn't. I can't see him locked up like that.
Well, you let him out.
That's what I was guessing, but...
Hey, Mud. Go.
So Mud was involved with him escaping.
I gotta go.
Wait, Mud.
Delphine.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Is
your
it?
shelter,
Is
please.
it? But sir, is it?
Historic moment. All your hard work is finally paying off.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
This creature that you won't talk about has everyone on edge, and PT is just polishing the silverware.
I'm steering you, Myra. It's all I can do to keep a hand on the tiller.
Oh, let me help you.
The villa in Sicily. Do you remember the color of the roof?
I'm not glitching, Susan. You always acuity test me when you want to change the subject.
Oh, because I still care.
Am I supposed to know why he's the only one that hasn't glitched? Now I can't remember. Was Mark starting to glitch? I don't specifically remember him glitching either, but...
Surrogate selection is complete. 1,300 subjects are awaiting hormone injections to prepare for implantation.
1,300 members. I'm so glad that you urged us to snap up the patent on those treatments. If anyone deserves Cosima's inoculation, it's you. More than any of them.
Thank you.
It is her!
Now, I need you to pay your mother a visit. Need to assure certain loyalties. Security on several fronts.
Well, then let me ask after this escaped subject. Why capture it when you should have it eradicated?
Because this mutation is important to me? Because life, long or short, is never perfect?
I only meant...
We can't predict all outcomes, can we? I need a few things clarified before this evening. Delphine?
Mr. Westmoreland, Rachel.
Delphine.
You brought some samples, have you?
Yes, the Sardinian gene bank you purchased is a gold mine, but I was hoping to be on my way to Geneva this week.
Patience. You're here for a reason. Everything will be revealed tonight.
Right now, we need something from you. Your friend, Cosima, she crosses certain lines, threatens sensitive research.
What is it you need to know?
You guys let me know that the importance of Sardinia is that it's one of the few places on Earth where the average lifespan is much longer.
I've hidden the knives.
Which is super intriguing and interesting.
Hello, Mother. You're looking well.
The prodigal daughter returns.
Remarkable recovery you've made for a woman your age.
Women my age either recover or die.
I'm sorry. If it helps.
It doesn't.
Sorry doesn't quite fix the you stabbed me and tried to murder me thing.
I am the only one you can trust.
Because Neolution science saved your life and now you are born again.
And because I want my life's work to go on for a very, very long time. That's you, Rachel.
You didn't think I could accomplish this.
You surprised me.
You said they would never respect me. That a clone couldn't have autonomy.
I was wrong. You've shown great restraint in securing Kira Manning in our care.
My care. She's in my care. Make no mistake. PT put me at his right hand. Corporate runs the science.
Psycho. She's a psycho.
Hey. You look great. I heard that the treatment was working.
Yeah, it's working. I saw you go up to the house.
Okay, yeah. I had some samples to deliver. I don't know how long I'll be here, but PT and Rachel want me at a meeting tonight.
Really? So what have you been doing for them?
I was collecting stupid stool samples from centenarians. I don't even know what it's for. I'm trying to put the pieces together, but they keep us both siloed. What have you been able to figure out?
You told me to look into Aisha.
Yeah.
Look, they're manipulating tumors, not with chemotherapy, but with gene therapy.
For Wilm's tumor.
Yes, a Wilms tumor is caused by a gene associated with organ development, and it normally shuts off in infancy, Lin 28A, right? But with Wilms tumor, the kidney continues to grow and
It becomes cancerous. Leakey was studying skin and organ regeneration using the same gene in spiny mice.
Are they using Kira's blood in the treatment for that little girl? Because Kira has some connection to the spiny mouse, right?
That's kind of why I went to see her. Try to understand this connection that you've got with all of us.
You feel it too, don't you?
I know you saved me when I was on that island. Kira, if you can teach me everything you know about that feeling, then I'll tell you whatever you want to know about all the grown-up stuff we do.
Okay.
A good deal.
We know about PT's early life. Elite boarding school, university, publishes on the science of Neolution.
Disappears into the jungles of Southeast Asia. At the beginning of the 20th century, the movement goes dormant.
Until the late 1950s, when the name Neolution is revived by obscure academic circles at Cambridge.
Where Virginia Cody meets Susan Duncan for the first time.
Exactly. Cody was a visiting scholar in the early 1970s.
So we need crossovers. We need lovers, benefactors, men who might have died around that time.
Died?
Well, obviously, love. We're trying to figure out if this man here is the same one as this man here.
This was Aisha's genome when her tumor was advanced.
Look, low promoter methylation.
Yeah, right at the locus of Lin 28A.
One second, I have a hunch.
Whose DNA is in the sequencer? Whose is this?
It's another one of PT's research subjects. He's been experimenting on someone up at the house.
So how are you gonna calm her down?
I don't know if I can. He knows me. He used to, anyway.
I brought my wife here for the fountain, and now I'm hunting a monster.
He's not a monster, and you have orders to take him alive.
Listen, people are scared, amiga. It gets near me or my family, I'll put a bullet right through it.
They're manipulating the expression levels of Lin 28A in both of these subjects. This is Aisha, and this is
The human
this-
experiment that PT had chained up in his basement.
Yeah. I saw him. I saw the cage that they're keeping him in.
Stop.
And they're doing
Stop.
horrific.
You are pushing too hard. They know you're digging.
I have to.
No, right now you're risking everything that I'm doing on the outside.
What are you doing on the outside? You can't tell me, right? Right. Okay. Why am I not surprised
just
by
listen
that?
to me.
I'm listening.
Rachel has access to Kira. They've been testing her diet.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I just got here, I'm telling you now.
Oh, Cosima didn't know that? Is she not talking to Sarah at all?
Requested for dinner.
I'm coming too.
You're not invited.
Just stay here until I get back.
Lin 28A. Tell Westmoreland I found his fountain.
It's Fountain?
Come on, follow me. Please.
Does he want us to dress up for him?
Yes.
Some Pirates of the Caribbean bullshit. That happens in that movie, right? Otherwise, I don't know why that just came into my mind.
Yes, okay. It is related to Kira, but we'll endanger her if you ask too many questions.
So what should I do? Sit back and just let it happen?
We'll learn more if we play along.
Play along in a dress like this?
Frock that.
This is not appropriate.
It's totally appropriate.
He wanted to speak with me.
Follow me.
What? Hey, what are you doing? Susan.
Still alive, yes.
I didn't know whether to believe it. You're breaking bread with Rachel?
Over there, please, Ira.
You along for the ride too, Ira?
Cosima, your people wish you well.
Let me see how that goes.
The dress is obviously not the best, but Delphine still looks beautiful in it. I think she could probably pull off anything, to be completely honest.
I believe they're onto us. They've discovered our interest in Lin 28A.
Oh, so that's why you're here.
And by the way, how are your parents, Cosima?
My parents?
Yes, Sally and
Jean.
yes, Jean.
Yeah, we've never heard anything about Cosima's parents.
Well, they still think I'm in school in Minnesota. I haven't spoken to them in I don't know how long, which isn't unusual for us. They're professors and they live on a houseboat, so they're pretty remote. But they're in love. And they love me. But I haven't even told them I'm sick. Because if I did that, then I'd, crack, and I'd have to tell them everything. I'd have to tell them that I'm a clone. And then they would know that everything's a lie.
My, what a delicate balance you have. The clinical and the humane. Rachel.
Hello, Cosima. I'll be right down. Okay, so Casima's code name is Sunfish.
Yep.
Yes.
And Helena is Shark.
Shark, that's good. Great name. What about Rachel? What's she?
Rachel is Elephant.
Why is she elephant?
Elephants are scared of mice.
She's scared of you, Mouse?
We don't want her to be.
Hello? What's S? S is what?
Home.
Home.
Ellie's home.
Yes, I am home. What's going on?
Kira wants to be in on the action.
Oh?
I'm gonna be a hustler too.
You just jumped her right in there with both feet, did you?
We're finding a way to be safe, right? Little tricks, and then maybe even gain Rachel's trust. Yeah? Oh, well.
That is the hustle, isn't it? How do you go about that? How do you gain someone's trust?
You have to figure out what they want first, and then give it to them without them realizing it.
And what is it that Rachel really wants?
Lin 28A. So-called fountain of youth gene. We're decades ahead of popular science. It's a momentous time. Because you've isolated a mutation in Kira, haven't you?
Of course. Her healing ability is the self-regulating mutation of a gene.
Which does not cause cancer, unlike Aisha, whose cancer you've manipulated, not cured. You mind your tone.
No. Hear her out.
I'm very interested to hear what else she's learned.
Indeed, Cosima. Delphine told us you took a tour of my basement. Well, so sorry to cut this short. Duty calls, Rachel.
Look, I still trust Delphine. I feel like she's having to play the game and she's having to walk a very careful line.
Are you serious?
Better leave while you can.
Thank you.
Sorry to cut your reunion short. See her out, if you wish.
Why would you tell him that I was in his basement?
You wanted information. I had to give him something so that he let me go to Geneva before it's too late.
What's in Geneva? What's so important that you would throw me under the bus?
Felix is there.
Felix?
Yes, he's there with Adele. We're all working on the end game, but I can't share information that endangers that.
Yes, I know, right. Jesus Christ, this again.
Cosima.
Do you remember when you told me you were sick? You remember? You feel this? I promised to protect you.
And I promised to defy them. This is what we do. I push too hard and you do things without my consent. That's our relationship.
Cosima, you don't really have a right
Now we can end it.
to claim consent over what Delphine is doing necessarily. It's not just about you.
That felt like accepted.
Yes. This is what he does. He divides women.
So you just go back in there and act like he's divided us.
Cosima's nose ring has moved way too far over. You see? It's usually where it's supposed to be. Oops.
Go first.
I don't see anything. I think we should go back.
Check inside.
See? There's nothing. Put your rifle down. We're supposed to take him alive.
Shut up.
We're not supposed to kill him.
We're all safe when the thing is dead.
Oh, big guy, it's Mud, it's Mud, it's Mud. Yanis, that's his name? Well, now I know his name, that's good. Ooh.
Oh, God. We found him in a Latvian orphanage. He showed remarkable healing. He was our first Lin 28A subject.
He's a person.
He's my deepest regret.
For the record, I was not the scientist conducting the trials, but I did synthesize the gene.
You synthesized it?
And put it in the leader genome to see if accelerated healing would manifest in you, which it didn't.
It manifested in Kira, the unexpected second generation.
There's an emergency.
It's in the village now, sir.
Well, Helena heals better than normal people, doesn't she?
We'll see to this.
You'll be safe here. You lock the door. You stay put till I give the all clear.
That thing is in the house.
Be quiet, Ira. Close the drapes.
Chickens coming to roost.
These are not my chickens.
Yes, they are. That man that's coming after you, there's a direct line from him to Kira.
Listen to her, Susan.
How are you going to exploit Kira's mutation?
We have to know if the trait is heritable.
You're going to harvest her eggs.
This is where it got in. But it's injured. We'll find it.
Stop calling him an it.
I know where it is. I won't need that.
Just in case. He's unpredictable, sir.
How many surrogates?
1,300 to start.
1,300?
It's her eggs they're using in the surrogates.
Those are Kira's children.
That's disgusting and vile and evil.
You're a human being. If you don't start there, there's nothing left to mitigate. I'm gonna stop him myself. Mike, what's going on? Is he down there? Is PT down there?
He knows I let Yanis out.
Yanis? His name's Yanis?
He was shot.
Let's go help him.
No, don't. Come on. PT, he's not well. That's why all of this has been happening.
All right, Mud's doing some procedure on him or treatment on him.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Why you're doing all this reckless science. Focusing in on one gene when you know it's never about one gene.
It's getting warm, to be honest. Oh, look at the poor fellow. Oh, poor boy's been hurt. He only wanted to come home.
You're dying, PT. This is your legacy.
Oh.
He was a healthy kid, like Kira, and you dismantled him. All this suffering just so you can extend your life? You're not even 170, that's all smoke.
You want to end the suffering? Yeah, you can do it. Go ahead. You do the ethical thing.
That's not what she's saying. The ethical thing would be to not have done this to him in the first place. How about we ask what Yanis wants? How about we treat him well? How about we give him the loving kindness he's always deserved? Imagine that.
You gave me life. I know you can take that away. You can't take away my humanity.
Please, I'm sorry. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'm Casima.
Just treat him like a fucking human being.
I don't have much time. My flight to Geneva leaves soon.
Well done on securing that. Felix and Adele are making inroads there. How's Cosima?
She's healthy, at least. But we found out what they're really after in Kira. Everything I know is on here. Siobhan, your Deep Throat, the one that led us to Cody. Can we count on them again?
I'm not sure we should have in the first place. But why?
Because however they're planning to exploit Kira, it's happening soon.
It's over. These episodes go by so fast. These episodes just keep breaking my damn heart. Yanis deserved so much better. He deserved to be treated like a human with dignity and love and kindness. You don't get to say that the ethical thing is to put someone out of their misery when you've caused that misery in the first place. The situation with Kira is absolutely vile and evil. I cannot believe that they are going to take Kira's eggs. What did they say? 1,300 of them or something? My stomach feels ill. This is just so fucking messed up. I just truly hate these people. Science obviously has its benefits, clearly, but it also has been a major source of some of the most evil atrocities committed by humans in all of history over our entire course of humanity. And obviously this is a TV show, it's not a true story, but I think it does a really good job of showcasing that. This episode was so good. I love how all of the pieces are starting to come together. I got chills, like full body chills, when Delphine said, we're in the end game. She didn't say we're in the end game now, but she said something very similar, and things are just getting so intense and you can feel it ramping up for the end, you know? It's just, it's so good. I am so glad that Cosima and Delphine came to a bit of an understanding, because I understand why Cosima is always so distrusting and everything, but I have full faith in Delphine. And I know that I have the benefit of seeing things from a more bird's eye view than Cosima does, obviously, but I do feel like Delphine has done enough that Cosima should realize that she's trustworthy now. And again, I don't necessarily fault Cosima for struggling with that a little bit, like especially when she finds out that Delphine told them about her going in the basement. Like, obviously that would be hard to grapple with and everything, but I just truly believe that Cosima is smart enough to try to see things from Delphine's point of view and realize that she's doing what she has to. I know that it would be really hard for her to completely let go and have faith and trust her and everything, but I'm glad that they're trying. I'm glad that they came to a bit of a understanding again. Very intrigued that Delphine is going to what'd she say? Was it Bolivia? Oh, shoot, now I can't remember, but she's going to wherever Felix and Adele are. That is so exciting. I love that we're all working together. Oh, it's just so good. I cannot wait to see what comes of that. I am loving seeing Sarah and Kira heal their relationship and start relating to each other in a more positive way. I mean, obviously, it's hard letting Kira into an adult world, you know, because she is a child and she deserves a childhood. But the awful fact of the matter is that she doesn't have that option. She doesn't have a normal childhood, and her life has been very hard and a lot of hiding and running. And I do think to a certain extent she deserves to know what's going on, especially because she feels so much, and she deserves to understand enough about what's going on to make sense of what she's feeling and not feel so alone with it. So I understand that Sarah has a tough line to walk here in terms of letting Kira in enough without going too far, but I'm glad that she's working on it. I'm glad that they're letting each other in and that they are helping each other understand their sides of the coin, you know? I love the code names. I don't know if they're going to be important, but while they were saying them, I was making memory connections in my head to try to remember. Let me see if I can remember. Rachel's the elephant. Cosima is the sun something. Was it not sunflower? Shoot. I know it's sun something. Helena's the shark. Mrs. S was home. I'm not sure if that was just a joke because like she was home, or if they actually mean that home is her code word. I don't think they mentioned any other code names for anybody else though. But I just love that they're working on their relationship and relating to each other again in a more helpful way so that hopefully they won't be so at odds with each other, because that's not healthy for either one of them. I'm kind of curious about the fact that Sarah and Cosima don't seem to be communicating, because Cosima didn't know that they had access to Kira, and Kira has been meeting with Rachel and stuff. So I guess they're not letting Cosima communicate with Sarah, which may have been obvious, but it just didn't really fully register in my mind, because up to a certain point recently, they were able to communicate with each other more, right? So I guess it's just good to know that Cosima was not aware of that. Now she is. This is kind of a side note because I'm not sure if it matters, but I am kind of curious about what's the gene called? Lin 28, whatever the gene is, because they had said that it only manifested in the second generation, aka Kira and the babies that Helena's pregnant with. But I feel like it was implied earlier on that Helena heals better than normal people too. Like when she was shot in the heart, or when she was shot, I feel like it was implied that she was fairly good at healing, right? So I guess I'm just curious if I'm remembering that wrong, or if that's going to come into play, or maybe I'm not necessarily remembering wrong. I'm just kind of misunderstanding it. But that's something I am thinking about. Also very curious to find out what PT is sick with, or what's going on with PT and what the treatment is that he's getting. So hopefully we get more answers on that soon. Also, Cosima said you're not 100 and whatever. I can't remember if it was 107 or 127. I think it was 107. But anyways, the point is she said you're not that old. It's all smoke. And I'm not sure if she's wrong or if there's more to the story that we're going to end up getting. Because if he's not that old, then that means he's not actually PT, right? I don't know. Point is if he's not that old, there has to be more to the story, right? So very curious about that. I am so excited that Delphine was so prominent in this episode because I just love her, and I know that we get limited time with her this season. So this was so fun. I loved getting the scene with her and Mrs. S too, because I just love them working together. I love it. And I loved the scene with Cosima, obviously, especially how it mirrored the flashback scene. And I just think they did that really well, and I loved that. I loved the comment that Ira made to Cosima, letting Cosima know that, now I can't remember what he said. Something about your people. But the point is I loved getting that little reminder that Ira is on our team. I mean, I know at the end of the day, I think he's really on Susan's team, but currently I think that means that he's still with us, especially with that comment made to Cosima. So that was a fun little add-in, or a fun little moment. I obviously love seeing Scotty and Hellwizard. I know I should know his name because not only do they say it a lot in the episodes, but you guys say it a lot in the comments, so I should know it. I feel like it's Hellwizard, right? Hopefully I'm not wrong on that. But anyways, love them both. Love seeing them. I super love that they're able to be so helpful without being in direct danger. I struggle seeing Scotty in danger, so I'm liking his role right now. And yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Again, this episode was so good, so stressful, so sad in so many ways. The whole Yanis storyline was just heartbreaking on so many levels. The fact that he was so desperate to come home was heartbreaking. The fact that he would rather live in his cage with his handcuffs on than be hunted in the woods like a wild animal was heartbreaking. The fact that he probably doesn't even remember a life that isn't that is heartbreaking. The fact that he really, other than Mud, was never really shown love or kindness before getting executed is heartbreaking. But all of the layers of this episode were just so good and so well done. And I can't believe that we're officially halfway through this season. Again, I have such mixed feelings about that. Not ready to be done with this show at all, but the whole endgame comment from Delphine really just amped up my excitement for the rest of the season. I was already really excited, but things just keep building and oh, it's just so good. So meet me in the comments. I cannot wait to discuss this episode with you guys. For those of you on YouTube, just a reminder that my full-length reactions are available on Patreon. The link is in the description box below. If you have not subscribed yet, now is a perfect time to go do that. And while you're down there, if you could like this video, I'd be very grateful. And thank you all for being here. It truly is an honor that you spend your time with me. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.